is. Yay. Hi,
I'm
Arielle. How are
here.
you? Yay.
I'm here.
We made it
How are you?
happen. I'm very good. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm so excited to share.
Me too. I'm super excited. I took a few moments before you joined to see some, old friends that were joining all the way from Beirut. They were joining the live, so I got super excited. I used
Wow.
a couple of minutes, and now I'm super excited to have you here. I'm gonna, start with a quick intro. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Dana Azzi, and I'm the founder of the Rebel Chronicles, which is a blog that aims to inspire women, thanks to sharing stories such as what Arielle's going to share with us today, her expertise and her story. And my fabulous guest, as I said, Arielle Wizman. I hope I'm pronouncing it properly.
It's Wiseman.
Wiseman. Thank you for telling me.
It's
Arielle
okay.
Wiseman. Perfect. Wiseman. She's a content and marketing strategist, and she works with small brands to help them optimize their content strategy. And today she's going to talk to us all about how she became such a Reels queen. I don't know if you haven't checked out her page, you should. Arielle Wiseman, and you will be able to see all of her amazing reels. And she's going to more particularly talk about the power of video. So if you're a small brand, you need to be making videos. So she's going to give us some tips. And before we get started, I did find this super cool statistic that says that brands that use video make 49% more revenue than brands that do not use video. So I think on this note, we can get started. So Arielle, before you became an entrepreneur and started working with brands, what were you doing before?
So I've worked in the corporate world for many, many years. Started out in banking
Oh,
and then in
really?
finance. Yeah, I worked in credit, personal
Okay.
credit, and then in finance, and lastly in transport. I've always worked in an office setting, but I always had that, I know I can be doing something on my own, and was always looking for something to do that would be my own
Yeah.
business.
Yeah. So you were in the corporate world, and you were kind of like, I feel like I have so much more to give than just this. So
Yeah.
what made you decide more particularly to go into marketing and content strategy, especially on social media? How did you stumble upon it?
Yeah, so when I was in corporate, I actually started dabbling in network marketing.
Okay.
And we're talking about, I'd say about 15 years ago. And I worked in a few different network marketing companies. But what's so amazing about that is that it pushes you out of your comfort zone, and you need to be on social
Yeah.
media, right? Because if you want to grow your network and grow your client base. So I really started getting into Facebook and Instagram and pushing myself to learn more and more and more. I took a few courses,
Okay.
Instagram courses. And during the pandemic, I actually stopped doing network marketing, and just a decision that I made. I wanted to get into something a little bit different. And I started coaching clients online. I was doing a little bit of life coaching and a little bit of business coaching.
Okay.
And I started making reels to talk about what I was doing. And what was so funny is the feedback I started getting was more about the reels than the coaching.
Oh,
So,
okay.
that's when I realized, I'm like, I have a marketing background. I studied marketing in university. I love social media. Why not combine everything together? And I started turning more towards reels, Instagram coaching, and now content creation.
Oh, that's amazing. So you kind of realized that, something that you studied a long time ago, that you're actually good at it, particularly in Reels, thanks to people's feedback. So people were telling you, Arielle, you're really good at this, and this is how you've been teaching others how to do the same. That's
Yeah,
cool.
what was fun actually is that I've always wanted to be creative,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, in the corporate world, it's not as creative as I wanted it to be. And then when I started making reels, it was like, you can do anything on video.
Yeah.
So it really tapped into a creativity that I didn't even know I had. So it became very passionate for me, and a lot of fun.
Amazing. I love that. So what is it that you do now? So what is it that you work on specifically with your clients?
So most clients that come to me, they know intuitively that they need to have better content. They've tried it themselves. They're frustrated. They're not getting the growth they want. They're not getting the clients they want. So I have a few different things that I can offer them. My biggest offering is, of course, creating content for them.
Okay.
So really it's me getting in the head of the business owner, because it's not just about the service that you sell or the product you sell. I really want to get to know you, your personality, and bring that out on video.
Okay.
So I will film it for you, edit it for you, you know, upload it to a drive, or I will post it for you and help you manage your page.
You even come up with the idea. So
the strategy, the strategy, like the whole strategy, and then under the strategy, different categories. So, you know, you'll often hear people talk about content pillars.
Yeah.
So it's really about, you know, what do you offer? And then underneath that, what are the different categories that you can talk about? Because people really struggle with the ideas of what to post.
Yeah.
So I come up with the ideas, and then in the ideas, there's different categories. You know, it can be funny, it can be entertaining, it can be educational, inspirational, relatable. There's a lot of different categories. So I'll film a little bit of each, and then see what really resonates with the audience. And then, you know, I do it on a monthly basis for business owners as well.
Okay.
And it really takes a lot off of their plate.
Of course, they have someone coming up with the ideas for them, helping direct, you know, filming it, editing it, putting it out there. And I'm sure it does wonders for their brand, right? To show another side of their brand. Completely.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's definitely not easy to film yourself, right? It's probably easier for you to go film your friend. So we always are so self-critical of ourselves. So it's nice when someone else steps in for you and says, okay, you know, we'll talk, I'll get to know you, and then it'll be like, okay, here's all my ideas that I'd like to film. I go over it with them, and then I'll set aside, you know, from 3 to 5 hours, depends on how many videos they want to come out of it.
Okay.
And I'll just film everything in one shot, and then I'll edit, and I'll create a bunch of different reels, posts, and have everything ready for them to post.
Wow, amazing. For those that are just joining, I'm here with Arielle, and we're discussing how she helps brands optimize their content strategy, particularly with video and especially reels. She's a reels queen. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the question box or in comments, and I'm sure she would love to answer them. So let's get into video content.
Yeah.
Okay. Just video content. You always mention how powerful video is. So what kind of videos should brands be doing more particularly? Like, is there a specific type of video they should be creating and putting out there?
So there's many different kinds of videos, and depending on who your audience is, right, you can create different styles of videos for them. To me, the most important thing is really getting to know your audience, right? Because you can create like a fun reel or a dancing reel, or, you know, whatever trending reel is going on. But is that going to resonate with them?
Okay.
So it's really, it's like a mix up of getting to know your audience and then finding out what type of content resonates with them. It's the most important thing in the video is the connection and the relatability.
The relatability. And do you find out what resonates just by trial and error in a way? It's like you put out an educational piece, people love it. You put out a funny piece, nobody really like engages with it. You realize, is that how you do it?
Yeah, it's a good way to test it, but I also think that you can't just post one kind of video, because you're going to have different, like I call them touch points with your clients, right? So the most important thing is putting yourself in their shoes, and thinking about what they'd like to see from you. Okay. The ones that usually work the best are the storytelling and the behind the scenes.
Ah, okay. So for brands, like behind the scenes, how you work, how you put things together, how you design something. And what is the first one?
Yeah, storytelling or behind the scenes. So I'll give you an example. So let's say you're a product-based company.
Okay.
So what's a behind the scenes? You know, so what's a day in the life of owning a product-based business? So I get orders. Okay. So show the people what it's like when you get orders, how you react, how you pack an order. You know, pack an order with me. You'll see those on TikTok. Those work really well as well.
So people want to feel like they're getting to know you more, getting to like live a day in your life. They want the relatability to the founder or the whoever's managing like the brand business.
You know, I had a speaker actually at an event last year, and this is how he put it, and it makes so much sense. Like when you watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, right? You know everything about what's going on in their life, the little ins and outs, right? So you feel like you know them. Yeah. So when they sell a product and you see the product on the shelf, it's like, oh, I know her. I know her.
Okay.
So you feel like connected to that product. It's the same thing when you create videos for social media. Let the people into your world, take them on your shoulder. This is what I always tell people. Like, let them have a little view into what it is to be in your life. So example for me, like I create content, right? So yes, I do educational videos, I do inspirational, but when I show behind the scenes, people love it. Why? Because they get to see more of what I do, but then they see themselves like, oh, I'd like that done for me. Oh, that's what she does. Oh, maybe she could do that for me. Do you understand?
Okay, I get what you mean. Okay, I like that. So it's relatability. That's really important. So we have a few people that joined. Also, if you have any questions about content creation, drop them. We did get one.
Yeah.
Rita, one of our audience members. She's saying, what are your top tips to engage your audiences through video? Okay, engagement is a big problem, Arielle. Like I'm finding it myself at the very beginning when I was creating reels and videos. Those numbers of views were up there. Those comments, people were engaged. Now, it's not the same thing. It's so hard to grab people's attention, and it's so hard to kind of like work with that old algorithm and get your video in front of people's eyes. So
a couple of things about that. A couple of things about that. So yes, the views used to be way higher. I'm experiencing it too, trust me. But the thing is that you need to understand is there's so many more people hopping on to the video trend right now. So whereas let's say 2 years ago it was the new thing, now there's billions of people active on Instagram, but think about how many new people are joining and trying to get there. So that's number one, right? So how are you going to make noise? There's different ways. So when you talk about engagement, you know, posting consistently.
Okay.
So, you know, if you want the real, you know, formula to getting out there, post every day.
Okay, every day. So you're
every day. Even as much as possible. But if I say that to somebody, they're going to be like, oh my God, that's too much, right? So you want to post something that you can keep up with. So if you can't post every day, that's fine. If it's 3 times a day, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, consistent. Because it establishes a little rhythm and a little momentum in your account.
Okay.
So that's going to help you. And then, you know, besides like the style of video and the quality and the lighting, like that's a whole other thing. But beyond that, I would say to you, before you post, be active on social.
Okay. So,
and
you need to like log on and, you know, yourself engage with other people, engage with, you know, your outer circle, people that you follow. And then you post because you have to give some love to get some love, right? And once
it's a social media platform, so you gotta be social. You cannot just, like I call it the post and pray. Like you can't just post and say, okay, please, like it. You have to give to get, right? And who are you going to give to? So you can go on, you know, once you start getting active, you can go, let's say yesterday, who liked my post? And go and like one of their posts. Comment on one of their posts. So that's one way of engaging. Another thing, go into 5 of your followers, like and comment, and then go in their DMs.
Oh, and like start a conversation.
And it doesn't have to be a sales conversation, like genuine conversations. Like, where is that product from? Or I love your pants, or whatever. This restaurant looks cool. You know, genuine conversations.
That's a really
Also,
good tip. So
very important. Also, like people that are in your industry, pick 5 leaders, like
okay.
5 top accounts, and engage with them regularly. So every time they post, like and comment, and try and have a really good comment and get pinned.
Ah, okay. Pinning is when the person puts your comment at the top, so it gets shown first to other people.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Because you have to think about their pages as having prime real estate on social media.
Yeah.
And when you put a comment on their page, it's like you dropped your business card, right? And now they took your business card and they put it to the top of the page. So all their followers are going to see your comment.
Okay. Okay, I love that. So how to get more people engaged with your posts so that you can get in front of more eyes, which is more potential clients and customers, is yourself to be social and to engage. So as you said, pick followers, see who's liking, commenting. You should then interact with them, look at the top 5 leaders in your industry, and try to comment and like and slip into people's DMs. I like that. So it's a lot about being social so that people will then engage with you. Well, this brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
Okay. As you know, many entrepreneurs, small business owners are doing it all for their brands, for their business, right? They're doing the packaging, the shipping, the designing, the finances, the everything. How are they going to find the time to make all these videos?
Yeah. So the best thing that I would answer you for that is it's really about being strategic and planning it out. So even for myself, like, you know, I get so focused on my clients that, you know, it's like, oh my God, I have to plan my own content. So try and put some time aside for planning. So you need time to think about what you want to post. And I can give you some tips and some ideas of how to find ideas. And then filming it, right? And then, you know, editing it so that you have 4 or 5 videos ready to post with captions. So an idea, like a bank of ideas, the best way you're going to do it is, I'll give you an example. Let's say you're a hairdresser. So a hairdresser is like your top main general umbrella, we call it category. Think about 12 different things that fall under that category. So shampoo, hair products, you know, when to cut your hair,
hairstyles, you know, how you
hairstyles,
okay,
hair color.
Okay.
And then take each one of those topics and Google it.
Okay.
Once you Google it, you're going to scroll down a little bit and there's a section that says people are asking.
Oh.
And those are different questions that are trending right now that people want to know about.
Oh, I like that. You know, I'm going to write that for myself.
Yeah.
People, I like that.
And so you take those questions and those are your topics.
I love that. Okay. So just to repeat it for anybody who didn't hear that. So if you're an entrepreneur,
okay, well, take your main category.
Yeah, take your main category and then find different topics or items within that category, list it out, Google it, and then there's a section people are, you know, like asking about. Or
in the middle of the page, like scroll down a little bit and there'll be like 4 or 5 and then you can expand it. And there's different questions that people are asking.
Okay.
Because the most, like, I don't know if we talked about this before, I don't think so, but the most important thing about a video, it's not if it's educational, inspirational, is it answering a question that your target audience would be asking?
Okay.
Because when you get those, you should be the answer to their question. They're going to want to follow you because it's like, oh yeah, I want to know this. You understand?
Yeah.
So you want to look up their questions.
Okay, perfect. So make sure that your video is answering a question that people have. And if you are an entrepreneur that's doing it all, it's all about scheduling in advance. Like you said, kind of do a brain dump of all the ideas, create all your content beforehand, maybe in one day, and have it all scheduled beforehand so you don't have to worry about it the rest of the week or the month, right?
Yeah, try and have at least a week or 2 weeks worth if you could. But, you know, when you're in the mode of creating, you might as well create 4, 5, 6 pieces of content.
Okay, I like that. Okay. What would be your biggest no-nos when it comes to creating videos? Like, what's something you've seen and it made you cringe? Like, oh no, why did they do this? What are your biggest?
I have two. So one is those pointing.
Really? Oh no, I do those.
It was good for a time. See, this is the thing, is it's very quickly changing videos now. And now it became even more simple. Like just simple clips.
Okay.
Like B-roll clips. We haven't talked about that, but B-roll clips is just basic clips of you working at your desk, drinking a cup of coffee,
I see you
meeting with a client.
I see you making those a lot. Okay.
Yeah. And then you could just really put like important text over that video. Like, this is your sign to, never give up as an entrepreneur, or whatever it is that you want to say, you just put it over that. So it's simple.
Okay.
Short is very important as well. But the pointing, look, I'm not saying never do it. You can make it, like, of course, fun or interesting, but yeah, it's kind of like done its time. So that's one.
So no
and
more
then the second,
pointing. Okay, note taken. I'm not doing those anymore. Now, yeah, Arielle says, film yourself doing something that you usually do with important text overlaying and like some good music.
Yeah, for sure. Like a trending audio. Definitely, like, the trending audio is not the be all end all of your video, but it will definitely help.
Okay.
Especially if it hasn't been used a lot. But make sure that the audio kind of matches the vibe of your video.
Okay. I got it. RM Candy, which is a jewelry brand, says also, I don't like those, can't focus, I guess. And it's true that social media changes constantly. So true. So we have to constantly stay up to date on, what's new. Is there any other no-nos that we shouldn't do? No pointing?
The ones that I don't like is talking about your income. Like, I made $600,000 working 2 hours a week. No, you didn't.
But you don't think that could, how do I say, like, I get encouraged sometimes when I see those. I'm like, oh wow, if they managed to do that, sell their online course and make like 10 grand in 1 month, maybe I can too.
I guess it depends how they portray it, because don't tell me that you're working 2 hours a week and you're making that.
Yeah.
You had to work really, really hard to build it up. Like, be more realistic.
Okay.
I'd rather you be more realistic.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, be more, because not everyone's going to be making 100,000 working 2 hours a week. So you're right. So people want realistic things. Yeah.
People want realistic, authentic. Yeah, definitely.
I see Ritu Charita, lifestyle oriented, love it. I guess that's a comment in relation to what you said before. Film yourself at the desk doing something with an overlay of text that is, much more eye-grabbing.
Yeah, like, it doesn't have to be so scripted and so fancy, right? Okay. Like, today we're so lucky that we can film with our phone.
Yeah.
And just a simple tripod or a selfie stick, but just every time you're doing something that you think you'd like to show to your audience, just grab a tripod and start filming yourself. And keep, like, I have an album in my photos, my photo album, of different videos, like behind the scenes, B-roll, outside, and then I'll take some of those clips. Like, let's say I haven't had time to plan my content, I'll take a few of those clips and make a reel out of it.
Okay, I love that. Well, what would you say to someone who's a brand owner? Let's say someone I started to make really cute socks. I love my product, it's doing great, but I hate being in front of the camera. What do you do then?
Well, there are ways to film videos without being on camera, but I'm going to give it to you straight because I'm a very honest person. You're missing out on so much by not showing your face. And if you could realize, you not wanting to be on camera versus the opportunity that's waiting for you out there, people don't buy socks. Yeah. People buy you who sells the socks. And like, think about a product that you buy that you don't even care what they're coming out with anymore because you just love that person so much.
Yeah.
That like whatever product they come out with, you're going to buy it, right? So yeah.
It's how they always say, you know, sell your why, not the what. It's also the why of the product, and that kind of ties into often the person behind the brand
Right.
as well.
Right. Because if that person has a sock business, you know, well, why did she start
Yeah.
it? And if she would share that with people, think about how many other entrepreneurs would resonate with her.
That's true.
And if they like when you resonate with someone, you want to support them. And you want to support them, you'll buy their product.
So true.
Right?
I just thought, like, let's say I'm selling my socks and I just, you know, I'm selling because I love to make people smile because they smile when they see my socks. My whole content creation should be focused around making people smile, and you could get so creative with that, even without even showing your face if you really don't want to, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, you're going to incorporate the socks in there, yeah, of course. But the thing is, people are watching so much video today. Like, think about somebody scrolling, you know, TikTok, Instagram. And if you just scroll and you see a picture of socks,
yeah,
no matter how cute and cool they are, or if you see somebody, you know, showing you behind the scenes of like packing her sock orders, it's kind of like,
smiling while she's packing.
Yeah, like you're excited. Like there's a brand on TikTok. I think it's called Reborn Club. It's like she makes sweatshirts. Simple. But she shares so much of behind the scenes of her business, of how it's growing, and you know, messages that people are sending her, and all her labels being printed out, and you know, she goes live and she builds a community. You know, that's also something we didn't talk about, but like having a community behind your brand is so important.
You're right. I like that. So you're building a community and you're making people kind of want to encourage you with your business and be a part of it. So that's why video creation is so important. You can do so much more than with pictures. So before we wrap this up, I have one final question for you. Going forward, since you're a marketing expert, what do you see are the biggest marketing and social media trends going forward?
I think right now, I mean, obviously video is huge, right? But there's different forms of video. So definitely like YouTube is growing and growing. There's different, I think there's going to be more monetization coming out for YouTube Shorts.
Shorts, yes.
Very, very important. And even Facebook, you know, people like, I know that people feel sometimes Facebook is a bit passé, but they're changing their strategy with Reels, and Reels are becoming very big on Facebook right now.
Oh wow. Okay, so Facebook is not dead.
So it's not dead. And just don't underestimate the power of video, even on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Even on LinkedIn, that was always seen as a little bit of a stuffier, you know, business. But all these business people are still human beings that want to connect with somebody. So I would say more and more video.
More and more video. Okay, biggest trend on all platforms, whether it's obviously TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of that. Okay, perfect. I love that. Any final tips that you would give anyone who's using social media for their brand?
I would say don't overthink it.
Okay.
You know, because what you think people are thinking about is not what they're thinking about. Right? So we are our worst critic, and that's what stops us from posting. So just try and like turn off that thinking and just post it. The least perfect video is the one that's going to get the most. It's unbelievable.
That's so true. 100%. I've felt that myself. I've noticed that. So biggest piece of advice from Arielle, don't overthink it. You know, create content, schedule it, and you know, just have people relate with your brand and with you. And
practice also. Like if you're shy to get on camera and you don't feel good getting on camera, it's a practice. It's a skill that eventually will come. You know, we're not born confident. Like confidence is something that comes with practice.
True.
So just keep doing it and you'll get over yourself, right? More and more as you keep doing it. And if you're really struggling, like, you know, send me a message. I have like one-on-ones that I do also where I help people with strategy. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask someone for help.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for your time, Arielle. Anyone who wants to reach out to her, at Arielle Wizman, right? Is that this right?
Yes.
At Arielle Wizman. And she can help you out with your content strategy, give you tips, any guidance or any planning and strategizing for your content, for your brand. It was lovely chatting with you.
Thank you.
Super valuable tips. I wrote down some notes for myself.
Awesome.
So I'm going to be using them. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you to everyone who joined.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye. Bye.